Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know it's not our normal Thursday night episodes here in inclement weather. I can never say that right. Hope I said it right.
It's because it's not German.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Fair point. Yeah, we're back on a Friday night. So this is it's almost like a fitted Friday episode of Hit Season
It's
almost.
a perfect fit at Friday.
Perfect fitted Friday. So, and we have some Friday night football in League One action, which just concluded, if I'm not mistaken, or at least in the 90th minute with Lexington and Chattanooga. So, all the soccer tonight. I love it.
It's exciting.
Exciting. Back.
Hey, hi. So, do the little itty bitty bits. I first off want to go ahead thank the patrons. Thank y'all so much, John Hunt, Frank Anthony, Aaron J, Christopher Cone. I know you personally. I shouldn't have messed that up. Harry Austin, John Fuller, Michael Fuchs, Joshua Duder, and Noah Telford. Thank you so much for your kind donations. It does make this a whole lot easier to do. You don't understand how far $5 goes. And if you haven't checked it out, hey, check out your Patreon. You already have access for the glove of the game. You should watch that. It was really, really good. Spoiler, it's from a person from Orange County whose kits we are looking at tonight. But it is the goalkeeper. But speaking of goalkeepers, if you want to be a good goalkeeper, there is a place called primefocusgoalkeeping.com. And you're saying, Kaylor, shut up. I'm not from the Carolinas. This means nothing to me. And I'll say, you shut up, fella, because
Sir?
there are articles, there are podcasts, there are videos, online resources that you can get to check out. They're putting out articles, I think, every other day on how to become a better goalkeeper, on how to understand goalkeeping lingo. So even if you're just interested in becoming more knowledgeable about the game, it's there for you. If you want to become a better goalkeeper, it's there for you. Hey, they got good gloves. They got good, just like shirts. I have a shirt in there. It's very comfy, very nice. And it's wonderful resources. So if you want to learn from a champion of the biggest league in the world, Brandon Miller, our guy, if you want to support a small business, hey, do it. And if you want to take your game to the next level and be the best goalkeeper out there and not even be close, check out primefocusgoalkeeping.com.
Yes, sir.
I mean, do it. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Simple as that. Yeah.
You like who doesn't want to own their Sunday league game? You know, be like the best goalie in the entire league. You know,
Clean sheets every week, guys.
cheats.
No.
Oh, right, Fox. I know we're excited. Obviously, hopefully, we're both doing well after the fun weather that came in last night.
Yeah, it was wild because it was right at dismissal time for my school. So like right at dismissal time, all of a sudden, like, hey, we're not doing car riders. We're all going to tornado shelter. So
That's got to be fun. Kids are already done, and they're even more done now.
yeah, we were all in our, they had their backpacks on and everything ready to go. So
Well, yeah, I think if you have, do you have any quick thoughts before we get into this? I know we have some kind of all over.
yeah, we have meh and we have bangers. So it's gonna be a good week right here.
Certified bangers on here. And to start off with, I want to go out to one of, I did mention League One's playing tonight. This team is not playing themselves, but they're in League One. I want to go out to the good, the good people out there at Richmond Kickers, and they're the red.
Have numbers. Oh, nice move. Beating out in front. Gamble a shot. The goal! The Richmond Kickers have done it.
The box. Jeffrey still with it. Across it to the net. Simmons. The goal. Good ball. Jeffrey comes through into the net. Into the net.
The Kickers look like they're on the way to the USL Second Division Championship. And there you have it.
They got a paw on it. There's a follow-up shot. And the goal!
In the back of the net, Matthew Delicott.
Good ball here. Alexanderson turns doggy!
It's time to bring a classic back.
Ooh, are you seeing right out of that one, Fox?
Oh yeah, that was. I love a good hype video, and that's exactly what that was. That was beautiful.
That's so cool. I love that. I love how this year the USL has kind of dove into some of their heritage. I kind of love that. Like with
Oh, yeah.
Tampa, they did theirs. Now Richmond's doing it. Love it.
Yeah, it's just one. I always love classic like USL highlights. Like people. Okay, I'll say people. Personally, it's one of those things like USL didn't really start until 2015. I know it has. I know it was there well before. But as somebody who, is from Louisville, is a Louisville fan, that's when it clicked. And I feel like it kind of taken off bigger from there
Oh,
too.
yeah.
But it's one of those things that's like, oh, look at these sick highlights.
Right.
And that was good production too. Like,
Good stuff.
yeah. I feel like I know this isn't the show to talk about production value. That was on Tuesday. But that was good stuff right there.
Hey, I say it goes with design. It goes into kits. It's all in one piece, I
Boom.
think. So, yeah, I think we should look at some of these nice details that they, or at least kind of get into kind of what the kit is, right? Because,
Yep.
they did a good job with the video.
What about the kit?
What about the kit? I mean, it is that Richmond red. I also, just a quick shout. I love this photo because the guy in the middle is like super, it's like Zafir. And then the one to the left, it just like,
For full context, for people who don't know, the guy that's in the middle, if you ever talk to him, he might be the most hyper human being on the planet. He did this on his own accord. He was not told to do that.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
That's definitely why the other players just like, what's going on? Like, hey.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my goodness. So I just love that out of context. Just the screaming. I love that. I love it. That's how you do a red kit. It's simple, but I love it. So yeah, I want to dive into kind of how I rated this.
Yep. Jump in, because I'm gonna get some shade. So I'll let you start it off.
Hey, it's okay. I've taken the shade the last month or so with some of mine. So it's your turn. It's your turn this week.
Throw the shade.
All of it. So as always, we base off of the 4 criteria: creativity, ties to local, X factor, as well, and then finally design flow. So based off those 4 criteria, I started off with Richmond with a creativity as a 3. It's simple and just a red kit. There's nothing, from a creative standpoint, it's a red kit. Even with the details, even with the homage to the past and all that stuff, that's later. But from creativity, it's a 3 from me. It's a basic red kit, which is what we've been clamoring for Richmond. But it's a 3 for creativity. It's ties to local because this is paying homage to into the old days. This is to their older kits. This is a 4 from me. This is just cool. It's just full of history. It's kind of Richmond's thing. Richmond kickers, them for the Reds. Also, I love their throwback jerseys from a few years ago. So those coupled in with this red one, that's what I think of Richmond. Love to see it. So it's a 4 for me. It's X Factor. It's a 3 for me. I would obviously take it. I'll keep it. But honestly, it would be a nice collection piece because, well, it's history. It's Richmond. I love it. And then finally, design flow. I know. I'm going on. I literally just ate dinner before this, so excuse me here. And then finally, it's design flow. It's a 4. It looks well put together. It's kind of hard to knock on it, but because there's less stuff on it, it's hard to tell if it's great, but it looks good to me. It's a 4 from Design Flow, which gets me out to a 3.5 overall. This is a good home kit, and it pays, whatever it's called, pays tribute to the past, and I can dig it.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree hard with anything. Your ties to local, I would say it might be a little high, personally. Just based because it pays homage, it pays a shout out to the past. But I feel like that was more of the hype of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they also had this exact same kit just a couple of years ago, maybe it was last year, as a goalie kit.
Yeah.
It was the red goalkeeper kit. So creativity, honestly, I said it was a 1. It is just a red T-shirt. I do like it is the classic Adidas. It has the white stripes, has the white details. I like the collar, but it is. I mean, it's not even a template. It
It
is.
is a template, but not.
I mean, it's the least amount of template you can have if you really want to have a template. It is. Like, I have this exact same Louisville City jersey, but mine's purple. So
Yeah.
it's hard for me to say that they got creative. I love the marketing of it. That was genius. That was awesome. That was smart. But if we're going to say it's creative as a jersey itself, it's a 1. Ties to local, I did give it a 2. I give it a little hype that it does connect with the red badge. But again, it's a red kit. It's a red badge. It's red. White details. Good job. X Factor, I also said it was a 2. If I end up with it, it's going to look good on anybody who wears it. It's just a red kit, unless you don't look good in red or something like that, which I don't know anybody who doesn't look good in red.
Right.
It's a good neutral color. So, I mean, as you can tell with this picture specifically, this is a very Kaylor Hodges moment. It looks good in jeans. You can just rock it going anywhere you're going on a normal day. You're not going to look like that crazy guy. But again, it's just a red T-shirt.
Yeah.
You're not going to look crazy wearing a red T-shirt with an Adidas logo on it. But design flow, I did give a 5. It's smooth. It looks nice. There's nothing offsetting about it or anything like that. So everything fits well to me. I mean, if I really want to get nitpicky, they do have a big badge, but that's a Richmond thing.
Yeah.
So that's not going to bother me too much. So overall, 2.5, and that 5 kind of saved it.
Right.
I have a question for you.
For me,
What did you give? Yeah, what did you give Tampa Bay for their ties to local?
I just noticed I gave them a 5, so I'm a little less.
the hoop sleeves,
Yeah.
I give a 4.
So what's the difference other than you don't like it?
Actually, I like the red kit.
Well,
So-
your score doesn't think so, pal.
See, I see this as a perfect Richmond kit. I think any Richmond fan would want to pick this up. But if you took the badge off of it, it's a Liverpool kit.
Oh, see, this is where I would be giving it a 5 ties to local, because when I think of red kits in the US, there's only one pure red kit in the United States to me.
But if you take the USL badge off, that's a Manchester United kit. That's a Liverpool kit.
I mean, I get that, but also you could also look at a Tampa Bay kit and say that is just a Norwich kit.
They don't have the stripes. And Norwich is 8 billion different colors. I know they're orange and
They're
green.
green and yellow.
Yeah. Green and yellow. I said orange. What the heck? The green and
See,
Friday night.
what I'm saying is
I have a Norwich kit.
my big thing, what I'm saying here is that I think that what Richmond did is no different than Tampa Bay but it's just not getting the love. And not, hey, your score is your score, and that's what the beauty of the show is, and that's why we have hot takes, right? And the hot take is I disagree. That's
Yeah.
just
Red
me.
Hawks.
Yeah.
The
That's
Red
fine.
Hawks.
That's just, I said I knew I was going to get some shade for this.
That's fine.
And honestly, I haven't seen too much hate towards it either. I feel like most of the stuff I've seen on
Just you.
Twitter. That's what.
I said just you.
Just, yeah, just me. It's just a red kit, like the green and yellow, and especially with the stripes. Like I feel like that's something that only Tampa Bay does. And the hoop sleeves. Like I see your argument, like, but
See, I guess for me, when I'm thinking about the U.S. landscape, and I'm not thinking international, if I'm thinking the United States, because that's just kind of where my brain goes with soccer, there's no other only red team. Everybody else is red and. They are the only red team to me. So if I were to see something like this, my brain would just say that's Richmond. But if you're someone who thinks a little bit more outside the U.S., thinks a little bit more international, I get it. I 100% get that too.
yeah.
I think one of the things that we're also somewhat seeing to that maybe Taylor's alluding to is the difference between like obviously I think the people of Tampa Bay, there's more of them. Obviously championship versus League One team, regardless of the amount of history that Richmond has, they might have a little bit bigger of an audience. So I think sometimes that might amplify the message. I think, as Taylor alludes to, they're very similar. I know the people of Richmond are very proud about their team. I follow several of them.
As they should be.
They should be. But I think there's, to some degree, Tampa Bay is a little bit more internationally known, especially for the NASL days. I don't know. That's just a feeling I've always had. More people that who don't watch soccer, or at least know a little bit, know about the Rowdies more than they know Richmond. I think that should change. And I think we've kind of seen that with this. So potentially. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even if I'm not thinking about, Michael, let's go with the 1-0 win. Saw that buzz. Make sure I followed everything on my foot mob. What's up, Julian? Everybody's popping up now. The game's over, so everybody can come
Game's
say
over.
hi.
Yeah, right.
Oh, goodness. That's awesome. Yeah, good to have y'all.
Yeah. Hey, I will say we probably should have waited for the USL League One kit until make sure the people from League One can join.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well.
But yeah, I mean, again, and this is coming from somebody, like I said, like I have this exact same Louisville City kit, but it's purple.
Yeah.
And that was back when we were all purple.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the white stripes. And I like the kit. It is a very simple classic design, but that's what it is. It's a simple classic design. Richmond, what was it? Last year? 2 years ago? 2 years ago? I don't know. When they did the green, they did the 90s throwbacks.
Yeah.
2 years ago, 2022.
Yeah. It was 2 years ago. Those were like some of our top rated kits. Actually, they might still be overall.
Finding it right now.
They did the throwback. They did the throwback badge. They did the throwback greens, and it looks so good. I bought one. It's great.
Yeah.
So the away kit is our 16th best kit that we've ever rated. So it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm surprised it's not in the top 10, honestly.
But, yeah, but USL certified bangers almost every year. So
right.
It's a testament to the league. So this kit by Richmond, the Seeing Red kit, has been rated overall by a 3.0 from us here on the kit season team, with me a 3.5, Fox with a 2.5.
That's more than half.
It's more than half, yes. So thank you, Richmond, for dialing up the history. It'll be a little bit of a theme here today on some of the history nods.
Also, I just want to say shout out to Nathan, who set all the stuff up of getting us the video and all that kind of stuff. We love you, Nathan. I love you and everything that you do for us. Thanks.
I've been better at doing the hand hard thing. I used to be very terrible at it. I've gotten better at it. So
That's my thing, bro.
It's your thing. Up next. So after this, obviously we went from one red to who was next? I don't remember off the top of my head. I know we had this list. Oh, yes, the other team who wears red, but kind of in their kits. Yes. San Antonio FC and their secondary kit from this season. Initial thoughts, I will say they took a kind of a chance with how they kind of presented that stripe. Kind of. It's kind of a different design. I know it's kind of been done before, but it's not something that's super common. So props there at least.
It's a more rare template.
Yeah, more rare thing. So I mean, hey, it does look good. I especially like the details. If you zoom in, I think the second photo, I think there's one that's a little bit more zoomed in on like the sash. Yeah, something like that.
What we call this?
I don't know.
Yeah, the stripe, the line.
Yeah, but you see a little bit more of the details there. So that's a little different on their part. It is still kind of whatever that they do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much initial dots. This doesn't get too much love from me. I'll be honest.
That's a theme for today, actually. I think this is one of those rare days where I rated higher than you.
You did. I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm 3.7
all
over.
All 3 ones are. Yeah. I'm a lot lower than you, and a lot of these.
Your average is 3.4. I'm a 3.6. 3.7 actually.
Oh, just for today? Just for today. Oh, okay.
Just for today. Overall, no. That's your crown. So yeah, let's have your thoughts first on this, since I went first last time.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect. Creativity, I did give it a 3. They did show a little initiative on choosing it, like we talked about, a kind of a different template, something a little different than what they've done as well. Did it hit? Personally, I don't think so. Ties to local, I said 1. I don't see how it ties to local. I feel like, honestly, I can't tell, but the color doesn't look the same to me. It doesn't look like the same badge red.
Yeah, like that sharp red.
Yeah, like the Indy 11 one that you're wearing, or the Richmond red. I feel like that's the same red as on the badge, and this is almost more of a maroon.
Yeah,
it probably is a little bit more red than just saying a maroon, but it's definitely a darker red, and it doesn't feel right.
Right.
So it just throws me off that like this is the red that they chose for this. X Factor also said 2. I mean, again, I'm not going to fight too hard if it's in my closet, but I'm not actively searching for it. I'm not actively hoping someone sends it to me. I'm not actively putting it on a Christmas gift list or anything like that. So it did design flow. I said 3. The stripe throws me off. I feel like it's weird that it's not centered with the badge or something. Mm-hmm. Like it's off center with the badge. Mm-hmm. It feels uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
It feels uncomfortable. That's the only way I can describe it. Like my eyes go slightly crossed with it.
No, I definitely see that. I mean, I think, yeah.
I mean, $85 for a Puma kit's not awful.
I mean, those, yeah.
But it's also not a beautiful kit either for me to be like, yeah, $85 steal. Puma does fit tight. Be careful, guys.
I mean, hey, overall, you got a 2.3.
Yeah, 2.3.
So it's better than Richmond.
Shout out to Richmond. Yeah.
Goodness. Well, I liked it a little bit more than you do. You also know I'm a sucker for a white kit, so I don't know what's about them. I like white kits with some color. So it's not as high as yours. I mean, not as high as Richmond's, but I do like this kit. Its creativity for me was a simple 3. Even though they do some nice little details with the stripe there, and it's still it's a 3 for creativity for me. It's just like with you, the ties to local is the one. I don't know how. Yeah, see, I like those little. It almost looks like a wave, kind of like radiating.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool little detail though. So I couldn't give it lower than a 3 for creativity, but it's ties to local. I can't tell. It's still a 1 for me with ties to local. But I will say it's X factor. I think this is where it kind of differentiates. This is a solid 3 for me. Like I would happily take this. I'm not going to go out there like searching for it, but this looks good, and I would rock this all day. So it looks good. I like, it's I don't know. I also don't have a San Antonio kit somehow, and I want that in my collection, so I need it. And then, finally, I gave it a design flow of 4. I think it does look good. Obviously, we know one thing that kind of bothers me is a sponsor, but we all know about that argument. Can't always control that. So I don't hurt them too much on that, but does hurt them.
Honestly, I'm okay with what they did with the sponsor. I'm never against the chopping.
No, it's the green that bothers me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I was ignoring that. I thought you were talking about how it jumps.
That's normal. I'm used to seeing that. It's just a green.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about my only ick when it comes to the design flow, obviously. But I think overall it's a 2.8 for me. It's a solid kit. I would definitely, it's not a bad effort. It's their away kit. So, their secondary kit. So I don't know. I'm hoping the home is better.
Your favorite part of the show, which is how does this tie to local? And this is where I'm going to say I give this a 1 because the red is supposed to be the same red as the Texas state flag. As you can see, this red is not the same red as the Texas state flag.
Even when you zoomed in on the details, because I feel like when it's like the black and white stripes that thin, maybe the black was making it a little bit darker.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's a different red. I did a little bit of research on. Here's what I'll say. I will say the one thing that I'm glad San Antonio did not do was history with Kaylor new segment. I'm not gonna lie, it's my favorite segment right now. Outside the actual kit rating, of course. But
besides the show,
besides the whole show, the whole point. The one thing that I really, or when I did my reading of it, the crest is, I got sidetracked. Let me back up. The one thing I appreciate that San Antonio did, and a lot of the USL teams don't do, they didn't put out a kit explainer. They put this out here and said, "This is your kit. There's no reason we did it."
We just did it.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I mean, if they would have came out there and because when I did the reading on the badge, right, it says that the San Antonio's colors are supposed to be black and silver with the red as the accent color. Sure, like whenever I look at this image, this one, I see the black and silver, and they even did something with the crest. They made it a shiny crest. I appreciate that because they don't always have like the was that the matte or the chrome ish.
Yeah,
crest.
I really do like the badge.
That.
I do like the badge.
It looks good. They even the star is silver. I think that's a wonderful touch to their colors. I did find out that it says allegedly that the 5 diagonal stripes were inspired by the Armed Forces service stripes, which, San Antonio has a very rich military history. So there's that, but also, I remember at least the one thing, which here's where I think my only critique could make it better is if your crest has the 5 stripes, and that's an important thing to you, could be, why not have that be a part of a part of the kit, or even the inner design? I understand it's probably just a template, but if you have the inner design have 5 lines through it, you could say that's from the crest, and I think that would end up being a sneaky "we love this kit,"
Yeah.
because it's like,
Yeah,
look
if they
how
did
they took that. Like, we took this from the crest and put it on the kit. Like, I think we'd be sitting here saying most people are missing this. Check this out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like imagine if they do what Sacramento does with their sash, but with the 5 stripes. That's it.
Yeah.
Bam.
Or honestly, even if they did this same kit, but did 5 stripes with the middle one going down the middle of the badge because symmetry, but
All the
just
different
5
colors.
stripes in one like row.
That would be better than this.
Yeah. But also 5 stripes makes me think of Atlanta.
I mean, they definitely just did call themselves the 5 stripes because that's what Adidas gave them that year. They're like, this is our identity. This is who we are.
But did it work?
Yes.
Yeah.
San Antonio FC's been around longer than Atlanta, I think. So
Yeah. Like it's
that's just
hard.
me.
Yeah. All right. But yep, San Antonio overall, that gave them a 2.5.
2.5.
Dead middle.
Dead middle after a little history with Hodges. I like that.
Ooh,
With Hodges.
history with Hodges. Look at that alliteration. I like it.
New segment. Thanks, Julian, for the inspiration. So yeah, San Antonio. It's a 2.5. Honestly, also a thing that kind of, it's an away kit. I want them to kind of maybe celebrate San Antonio a little bit. You have the Alamo. You have like that Fiesta kit you had like a few years ago. That was fun and colorful. I want to see more from you. So,
Puma. I try not to bad talk the brands themselves because I know the teams have choices that they can make with the brands and not doing the brands, but Puma, man.
I mean, Puma does well with New Mexico.
That's what I'm saying. Like the teams have options that they can do. I'm sure to make the kits more expensive,
right,
for us as the fans. But if they look better, I'm willing to pay a little bit more.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Unlike some other Pasos. Sorry, I had a cough, but I forgot to cough.
Well, if you want to rat on some another kid here, I think we move on to our next one because I think they have lots, and I have lots to talk about.
Yep. So. But before we get into it, okay, I'm ready.
Well, what? Why do you have that?
Sandy sent it to me.
Oh, I love these. I have all the posters. Oh, I love this.
So this is.
Oh no! Is that a no? Okay, no. Put that away.
Okay, I don't know what's happening on the screen because I can't see him. But this is the poster from Indianapolis, Indy 11 versus Louisville City for the 2019 USL Championship Eastern Conference Final.
No. Cool poster. Bad memories.
Yeah, amazing memories.
Bad memories.
But yeah, thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Pumpkin, for sending this to us. But this is one thing that I will always give to Indy is these match day posters are the sickest things in the world.
Oh yeah.
Like, look at this giant dragon. It has a grip on Nashville because they beat Nashville. They slaughtered the Red Bulls, and they were coming after Louisville. See how that worked out.
Hey, I will say those posters, I think up until like last year or 2 years ago, used to always be by local artists too.
Yeah.
So
like I know Louisville City was doing game day posters too, but it was always it was just like basically a picture of a player. And I'm like, okay. But like having the local artist. So since we're going to Indy, that's what we're about to talk about. If you didn't get what I was talking about by pulling out that poster, we're on our way to Indy 11's Battle Red kit, which
Yes.
Mr. Brett is rocking, and I'll let Helm dig into
Yeah.
it because it's not going to get much better with me.
No.
And I'm coming in with zero bias. Well, okay, I won't say zero bias because there is one score that might be biased. But I'm coming in with minimum biased.
Minimal bias. We'll see if that video will load, just like how their season has started. Kind of stuttered. So, I will say, yeah, it's an indie kit. I have plenty of thoughts, and I'll explain where I got the Battle Red from. It's actually from the BYB group chat. I reached out to the good folks at the BYB, my supporter group, for their thoughts, and several of them had coined the Battle Red. It's inspiration to the Houston Texans and their red jerseys and stuff like that. So enjoy the video or enjoy it.
Just look at the picture.
Yeah.
I mean, when you just look at the picture, it's not awful.
No. Oh no. And I'll get to that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, go. It's you. You're first. Your team, your voice.
Yeah. So obviously, as an Indy 11 fan, I love that it's red. It has checkers, and it's not a simple template. Regardless of that, I like the kit. The other part gets into, as I'll get into my X factor here, it's just as many fans that I've chatted with about this, they thoroughly enjoy, as I mentioned, the checkers. It's red. I love that as a secondary. White does not do well unless you do it as an alternate kit to your secondary of red and your primary of blue. I'm good with that. Red being a secondary, I love it, and it's a checkers, so it pays homage to the crest and in Indianapolis and the Indy 500. So that is 100% all in. I'm good with that. The quality of these Under Armour kits are not what I wanted to see, and I'll put it that way. And I was telling to some of my friends that this looks like a kit, and this is not a dig at these group of teams. It looks like a kit that's made for like a USL League 2 team that's on a budget, but they're going to upsell it for vastly more than it should. This thing feels cheap. It's all sublimated, and it just feels and looks cheap. Especially if you watched last week's Indy 11 game against Oakland. Seeing Oakland's kits with Charlie to seeing these kits, you can see the difference. And I know where that photo is taken, by the way. That place is amazing, Bottleworks. So you can see the quality difference there between Indy's kits and Oakland's kits. Granted, Oakland, we'll get to them a little bit later, but you can see the quality difference between someone who put in more effort and less effort. And I'm wondering if the trade-off between sublimited and not from Indy 11 is with the checkers and the design they put into it. And I'm wondering if that has to do with why it's completely sublimited, because I don't like it, and I'm hoping I'm wrong about that case. But I'm not alone in thinking that this kit feels cheap and looks cheap by Indy fans. So, and the only reason I got this is it was on sale because I went to the kit launch and I had a steep discount. So,
and you're still going to buy your team. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like I will probably still end up with a Louisville City kit from this season.
Right.
But it's my team.
Right.
And I'm not terribly impressed with anything Louisville came out with this season either. So.
Yeah, I'll let you rant about them when we get to them.
Yeah.
I mean, what we were saying, this is one of the better pairings of kits with the red and then the blue kits. I think together they look really good. I just wish the quality from Under Armour was better. Also, their merch on the other stuff hasn't quite looked good or fit really good from what I've heard either. So I'm not certain why they went into this deal with Under Armour. It seems kind of not good so far. So I'm hopefully better expecting stuff as the season goes on and stuff. Yeah, I like this kit. I'll get into this when we go to rate it, but I do like this one more than this red one. But the wifey liked the red better, so I bought the red. So, question from Julian here, real quick, after my little tangent and soap opera of Indy 11. Question from Julian. Have you all rated the Charleston battery kits? I don't think we have.
No, not yet.
We have not. No.
No, they were one of the latest teams to announce their kits, and because we're going in chronological order,
We're trying our best.
We're trying to get there. So unless the team forces our hand, we'll get there. That'll probably be next week or 2 weeks from now.
Hopefully. Plus, Charleston does some good stuff, anyways. So I want to rate them.
Besides the P kit, but otherwise.
And last little tangent here before me from Indy 11. I have a conspiracy theory here. Now, listen to me here. I think the cheapness of these kits ties into Indy 11 Park. Indy 11 Park's being built. They need to siphon money towards that and maybe cut corners somewhere else. Can't prove it. We'll never be able to prove it. It's just a conspiracy theory on my end.
You're not like, yeah, exactly. You can't prove it, but you can't prove it's not. At least a normal fan can't prove it's not. They could probably show you a budget, but that'd be weird if they did that. So can't prove it's not.
Right.
That,
I'd already talked to people. But anyways. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts on this kit. I'm guessing, Taylor, the video probably didn't quite work. Unless you want to pop that up and we can watch that here real quick. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Internet, bro. Internet.
So no video. It's okay. Don't worry about it. The video is kind of fun, but it's not nearly as good as Oakland's or and Richmond's that we've seen. So, yeah, I want to get into this.
Yep.
So I just want to get into the rating here. As I mentioned, I don't mind this kit. It's, as you see in my score here, it's creativity. I think it's a solid 4 for creativity. This is a cool checkered pattern. This is really cool. I definitely dig the pattern, and I like it. It looks good too. It's tied to locals of 3.5. I don't know how many points Indy can get for pointing every single year to their crest and to Indy 500, but I mean 3.5 for me. I mean, it's checkers. I know it's a big deal for Indianapolis with the Indy 500. Obviously, I live here. But at some point, checkers are checkers. And I don't know if this is a direct homage to those, even though we always clamor for more checkers.
It's on your badge.
Oh, I know, but like, it's not. But they don't always directly say this is an homage to this. And at some point, checkers become checkers, and like otherwise, it's like an Indy 500. It's an Indy 500 kit.
Checkers become checkers, and they become a team identity.
Thank you.
I know. I do like the checkers, anyways. So.
The next sash.
Then why are you giving them a 3.5 if it's it's Indy, yes, it's our team, and I like it? What's the problem?
I give it a higher score for the Tyson local. They literally took part of their badge and put it on the shirt.
Like, honestly, I think my thing is just so much disappointment around the quality of it. I think I don't know. I don't know. I just regard.
In an attempt to not be a homer, you have made you. I mean, look, you can be mad about all this stuff and the
quality.
That's
we're looking at a picture,
factor, right?
It is. It is.
That's X Factor. That's not ties to local. Your ties to local is like a 5, dog.
Change it.
Redo the ranking.
Okay. Let's just put it this way. If I change my ranking from a 5, it changes my 2.9 to a 3.3. Is that better? I think that is worth it. I'm trying to not be.
That's kind of high.
3.3. Okay, you know what?
No, I like it. It's fine.
We'll keep it 3.3 from me instead.
It's on the scorecard. It's
It's real. So I give it a 1 for ties the local now. A 5 for ties the local. My goodness, I'm running all of my words. It's obviously an Indianapolis kit, so there it is. So, and then finally, the X Factor, I give it a 1. You've heard my whole spiel about that. I'm not going to go into that. And then its design flow, it's a 3 for me. Obviously, I mentioned with its sublimated work. Also, this Ford logo.
That's a big Ford logo.
Big. And also, it's blue. Yeah, it kind of looks, and it's the same blue as the Indy 11 crest. It just looks off. No.
I agree with what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's not terribly designed. I just can't say it looks well designed. So it's a 3 for design flow with an overall of a 3.3 from me versus my 2.9 originally. So
I changed mine too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So actually, if you want to take mine off, it has a even 3 now.
Even 3.
So creativity, I said 4. It is same thing you said. It is checkers. You don't see checkers. Honestly, back to our conversation earlier. If I see checkers, I think Indy 11. I'm like literally trying to go through my mind.
You don't think NASCAR? I think NASCAR.
Well, yeah. Where's NASCAR at?
Not the Indy 500.
The racing capital of the world.
It's racing. It's the racing flag. Like it's the Finnish flag for all. Oh, Julian likes the Ford sponsor, making it a little bit better. I would say it's a little big personally, but I do. I feel like the navy blue.
Quick comment on the Ford sponsor. A lot of people don't like the Ford sponsor because for the longest time we were Honda. For the longest time since our inception.
It is weird that y'all switched car companies.
Yeah, and also we're tearing down a GM plant. So they're just car stuff all over Indianapolis right now. So there's a lot of hate towards the Ford sponsorship because of it used to be Honda. So just a quick little side note about that.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Ties to local, I said 5. I gave it a 4 initially.
Wow, better than I did.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Like it is the badge, but then I looked at another ranking, and I gave that one a 5 for Titus Local because it is the badge, and they used the badge like perfectly. And I feel like Indy 11 used the badge perfectly on this. They took the background.
For those who can't see, Tired, Soccer Wars, Wired, Car Wars. That's Indianapolis for you there.
Goodness gracious. X Factor though, Zippo.
Oh,
I don't want it.
You gave a 0?
I gave it a 0. I don't want it.
I didn't know that was possible, but that's fair.
Like if I don't like,
that's fair.
If this ends up, it's going. If I end up with this, it's going to be a giveaway. And this is where I said, like, I was trying really hard not to be my Louisville City brain. I was trying to turn off my Louisville City brain, but like, it's not that amazing of a kit. It's a very meh indie kit.
I will tell you, if I got a Louisville City kit, I can never keep it, no matter how I got it.
Yeah. I
don't care if it's free.
Like if I gave it to you and I'm like, "Happy birthday, I love you, bro. Have a great year," and you'd be like, "Thanks, goodwill."
Right.
Here's where I think I'm with you, Brett. If someone gave me, here's the thing: if someone gave me the red kit, I'm giving it away. If someone gave me the blue kit, I'm so excited to have it.
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna actually disagree. That might be like it'll sit in my closet, but I would appreciate it.
Right.
Because I do like the blue kit.
It's like if someone gave me a Memphis kit that was actually nice, which they couldn't. But if one day Memphis comes out with something nice and it was given to me, I'll be like, thanks, and I'd shove it into the back of the closet. But I'd also be like, this is kind of cool to have in the collection. No one will ever see it on me.
Right. right?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. But if someone gave me the red Indy kit, I'd be like, USL show giveaway. But if someone gave me the blue kit, like I'd be like sick. Like I love this. Plus, I'm a sucker for two-tone. So
I like double blues. Hey, look at that. Remember last week when I said I don't have that many blue kits? I was a liar. I'm a Leicester City fan. Like half my closet's blue. Like
Okay, yeah.
I'm a liar and a half. Anyways, design flow. I said 3. It's not bad. The forward's kind of big. I was right there. We were right on tone with each other. 3. So overall 3 out of 5. I feel like it's a bang average kit, and honestly, a 3 out of 5 isn't, a bad rating for me from Indy kit.
And it's a 3.1 overall. It's one of their better efforts in terms of design.
Indy kit is literally our lowest kit overall still. I think still, right?
Technically speaking, they're number 2. Technically speaking, Memphis 23 is the third worst, then Indy 11, and then Memphis secondary 23.
that feels right to me, to be honest. Rivalries aside, this is a much better kit than both of the Memphis kits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And much better from Indianapolis. It's even better than last year's red. It's just the quality aside. It's much better than last year's red.
And that was the big thing too. I try not to take quality too hard because we haven't done that for all the other kits. If all of a sudden all the USL teams were sending us kits and we were trying them on, wearing them, feeling them, talking about the texture, talking about the badge, sublimation, how does it feel? If we are having all that stuff, Indy would, but we're not. So Indy got a high score.
I just brought it up because it's so glaringly weird compared to everything else that we've rated. And it's whatever. Also, it's my team. I deserve to rant about them. So
I feel like sometimes you get more honest when it's your team,
Yeah.
I'm that same way. Like, I'm the quickest. Like, I don't think I've said much good about Louisville City jerseys this year because we've always been a template kit. We always have.
I would like to continue not talking good things about Louisville City kits. Have we seen the Derby kit?
For this year?
Yeah, the Kentucky Derby kit.
I didn't know we came out. Is it a warm up? Because usually it's just a warm up.
It's just a warm up, but it's bad. Hold on. I'm going to do producer thing.
Yeah, let's do a quick tangent and let's
I'm already
take a shot at Louisville.
Take a shot at Louisville. We don't talk about warm up kits.
We do right now.
But honestly, they've always came out with really wild derby kits.
I mean, is it okay? Here,
he's pulling it up. Oh man! Speaking of red, goodness gracious, pre-order now.
I will up the ante on this. Honestly, that collar is not too bad. Actually,
SA has a collar.
It's not too bad. But do you remember from last year? I was going to save this for the special show off later. The corn kits. There's more to the corn kit. I sent the link to Taylor. There's more to it. They have a whole merch line now.
Yeah. Whole Indy corn. Do you know what kills me though?
I kind of want it. But
I have a friend from college who's an amazing artist, and he's the official artist of the 150th Kentucky Derby. I am so freaking proud of him.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's been on his social medias showing his painting. He does a lot of these like really cool roses.
Yeah.
And like they're hand painted roses. And if you're ever in Kentucky, especially during Derby season, we always have these big giant horses, thoroughbreds that different artists from around the state paint. And then they auction them off, and they're usually sitting out in front of different businesses and stuff like that. Yeah. It's a sick thing that we do. And he did the official like full red rose one because it's the running for the roses.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's beautiful. And I'm like, I constantly tag Louisville City and Racing Louisville in it. I'm like, Make him design your kit.
Right?
This needs to be a kit. Also, when he was in college, he drew all 150 original 151 Pokemon in chalk at EKU's thing where we eat lunch
That's some
on the
dedication.
ground. It was amazing. And we're in the same fraternity, APO.
Oh, my goodness. We just keep going. This happens weeks in a row. We just go off trails. I mean, I'm talking about corn kids. We're talking about the Louisville, the Kentucky Derby. It's just those fun times here, I guess.
I'm looking up these corn. Oh my God. They have a polo.
They have a blanket.
They got a blanket. Honestly, I thought this was the same brand at first because it has the Indiana. I don't know. And it has the state of Indiana with a star in the middle.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind rocking the polo. The polo's more expensive than the jersey. That's weird.
You should get that 1/4 zip.
1/4 zip.
It's only $80.
Only $80. I'd rather get the corn jersey. Anyway,
$60.
Anyways, that is the Indy 11. Popping up.
Oh, okay, good. We're in Orange County.
Yes, we're in Orange County. Moving on from Indianapolis.
Back to Cali.
Yeah. So, Fox, if you want to go first, if you want to kind of.
Heck yeah. All right. Wow. Hi, me. So first of all, shout out to Orange County for making a cup kit. Every USL team should make a cup kit. I am on my. Ooh, look at that change. I see you over here flipping. Do you know who designed that?
No. Oh, it was St. Louis, right?
Yeah, Los Santos. One of the St. Louis supporter groups came out with that, which is kind of ironic since we are MLS now, but we still know our roots, which is really fun when I'm in the Luligans Facebook chat and people are like, it's smart marketing. Or not smart marketing, it's just business. It's just business. I'm like, it's not business. You're killing the game. Shut up. But anyways, creativity. I mean, look at the kit. It's a nice looking kit. I always love like tournament badges and stuff like that. Usually they're on the sleeves, but I like it in the chest. Also, usually it's like a championship shirt and stuff like that has like the words.
Right.
I always want those because those are the ones that usually only the players get, because that was like it's like a dedication to that championship that they're in.
Yep.
But this is still so now anybody can enjoy this. So shout out to Hummel for helping them out make this.
Also, great timing on this kit, especially with everything going on. Just seems oddly good timing.
Oh yeah, they might have already had in their head that they're going to make a cup kit. Someone did that last year, and I can't remember who.
Was it Minneapolis?
Hey, see, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was Minneapolis.
I thought they did.
But yeah, creativity. I said it was a 4. I mean, it's not crazy outside of the box or anything. It is kind of just up and down, vertical stripes. But the fact that they did it and how they did it, I guess maybe it's just the fact that it's a cup kit made it feel more creative to me.
Mm-hmm.
Ties to local. I mean, it's Orange County. It's orange and black. They got a 4. It didn't necessarily use the badge too hard, but
you don't know, do you?
What?
Do you know this kit was an homage to the 1914 U.S. Open Cup winners, right?
No, it gets a 5.
Yep, they paid an homage to the 1914 Open Cup winners. So
no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do it because
stick to it.
Because I knew Richmond was an homage to the past.
Yeah,
and I gave it a 2. I can't sit there and be like, well, no, this one gets a 5 now. And Richmond sticks with a 2. I'm a man of my principles. Some of them. All right. X Factor 5. Yeah, I want it. I don't have money, but I want it. And Design Flow 5. It's smooth. It looks nice. I could see somebody complaining about like it feels like 3 badges in a row. It's the brands and stuff like that. But I can deal with it.
That's how you're supposed to do it. This design shows me. Oh yeah, look at this. Back to the old days, 1914. That's awesome. I love seeing the importance of U.S. soccer and kind of actually them celebrating that once again. So
Yeah, and speaking of importance, and going back to my St. Louis thing, I love that our supporter groups came out to the first game with their U.S. Open Cup like champion, like because St.
yeah, I
Louis
saw that.
has
Yep.
won a bunch of U.S. Open Cups.
Oh
Now
yeah.
it's not been like one team or anything like that. Like none of them are around anymore, but St. Louis as a city has won a bunch of U.S. Open Cups, and we came in. I wasn't there. I can't afford tickets. I can afford one ticket,
Yes.
but yeah. So they came in with the U.S. Open Cup like banners about every year that they've won. So sticking it to the man.
Trying to at least.
Sticking it to a man.
So yeah. So overall thoughts. You rate this a 4.5.
4.5, and I didn't change my score.
You did not change your score. And now I will go. Once again, as I mentioned, I switched into the Open Cup Matters t-shirt. Please get yours. If you want this shirt from Alvin York, I love this t-shirt, especially with this off season. The Open Cup is amazing and has history. This kit is that. But for my score, it's creativity. It's only a 4 though. It's obviously it's simple. It's striped. It looks good. It's stripes. It's not anything super creative. Again, my baseline for creative is that Stevie Shao kit. Fowler, the very first ones we did. That one's super creative. That's kind of like my bar. But this looks good, creative. It's tied to the logo. Obviously, it's an homage to the 1914 U.S. Open Cup winners. It's a 5 for me. It's a 5 for its ties to the logo. I love that. Also, that crest simplified. I love that.
I really like their.
It's so simple. I love.
I like when teams. I don't like when teams completely play with their crest, but when they do little things to their crest, I like it.
It looks good, so I do like that. And then X Factor, same with Fox. I want this. I need this. I need an Orange County kid on my side. Plus, they're also in partnership with one of my teams that I follow in Europe, Feyenoord. So I believe that's right. So I follow Feyenoord. So kind of my West Coast team. So gotta get one of these at some point. So and then its design flow, I only gave it a 4. Can't knock it for anything. It's a 4 to me. I will say it's one of those things that we talk about with center badges. This kit demonstrates why a center badge can't always work, because if you use a center badge, it would look really cluttered right in the middle. This looks more aligned. If you have a badge thingy in the middle, you can't do center crest. That does not make sense.
We're gonna go U.S. Women's. That's what happened.
Right.
They had they had the center badge blues, but then it threw off
everything else.
The World Cup champions badge that ended up like on the side.
That's not where it belongs.
Yeah. So, and this is coming from a center badge lover. I adore a center badge, and it was off. It was off.
It was off. But what's not off is this kit, and it's a 4.5 overall from me. And with Fox's 4.5, this is a 4.5 total overall. We love this kit. We love what it's talking about. We love, it's an homage to the Open Cup, obviously, celebrating that great tournament that we have here in the U.S. So, and also it just looks good. Orange County.
And they're all streaming. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I just heard that announcement. Yeah, that's right.
Just announced today that every game will be streaming.
If a USL team is involved.
If a USL team is involved. Okay.
Perfect. That's
all. So all streaming will be done on USL's website if a USL team is involved, and at least the opening rounds that aren't streamed on bigger platforms.
Perfect.
Not to jump in, I know this isn't the show for that, but didn't it say that any of the other games would be on the U.S. soccer website?
Normally they are anyway, or at least in some capacity.
Yeah.
They're somewhere, so I can double check that.
Perfect. Open Cup experts here. Not us.
I only saw this morning, so that's
I
why
briefly saw it.
I remember any of it.
I briefly saw it. So, hey, I'm looking forward to Orange County rocking this, and hopefully they can make some noise while making a statement with this kit. So, because they like to take it seriously. So, any other thoughts before we move on to our last?
First and second round matches will be on ussoccer.com, uslsoccer.com, and mlssoccer.com, but that will be the first and second round, so I don't know why it would be on mlssoccer.com unless it is an MLS Next Pro team, but that was announced via ussoccer.com this morning.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So watch the Open Cup, go to the Open Cup, support the Open Cup. So love this kit. Any last words before we stay on the West Coast and rate our last kit of the day?
Nah, man, but it's about to get hot.
It's about to get hype in here, and I hope we have the video to start it. No, what delay.
Told the chumma stance. We not TRP, but we got all the rubber bands. She asked me what a patient was, I said I was a fan. Let me serenade you. Paris on the 4 seasons and looking like a vacant. Low life turned dark, it's okay. Gotta watch us from temptations away. Yeah. Hit me 3 a.m. doctors, emergency mess kicking in. Send the players in a hurry. She want me to save it from myself like I'm Hercules. Overseas, Robbie swerving through Mayfield. Stuff 100 supermodels and 180. Rose gold naughty, I'm on different time. Heard they scared for the future, I'm playing chess with mine. Told the chumma stance. We not TRP, but we got all the rubber bands. She asked me what a patient was, I said I was a fan. Let me serenade you. Paris in the 4 seasons and looking like a vacant. Told the chumma stance. We not TRP, but we got all the rubber bands. She asked me what a patient was, I said I was a fan. Let me serenade you. Paris in the 4 seasons and looking like a vacant. Low life turned dark.
We talked about hype videos. That's a hype video. I love that video. You can tell they had so much fun creating that too. I absolutely love that.
That's so as a guy who loves hip hop culture and stuff like that, this is right up my alley. I feel like more teams need to be digging into hip hop culture, but that's just me.
Also, that's very Oakland, so I love that too. So it's very much them. So also will help us in rating these kits. You guys remember from a few weeks ago, we got to rate these. Fox, you can't find yours.
I know. So the issue is I wore it, so that means it's in the pile of clothes that has not been washed, and in about 2 weeks or so. So.
So once again, shout out to our friends at Oakland Roots for hooking us up. This has really helped us with this rating here.
Tommy, I love you. Tommy, you're seriously the best.
Yeah, the best.
So good. So absolutely love support. Also, it's my first Charlie kit ever.
Same.
So I absolutely love that. So as Pumpkin says down below, it's so good. We definitely agree with you. And you will see here with our scores, especially with how I rate this. I'm going to head and go get started here.
Especially with how you rate it. Okay.
So we're starting off with creativity. This is a 5 from me. We have been clamoring for this. We saw little bits of it last year with it kind of on the sleeves. but they finally went full Oakland route. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is, but they went in hard on the creativity of their thing. So
Charlie.
like Charlie.
I thought it was just Charlie. Like Charles.
Charlie. Okay. Charlie. That's how you say it. Anyways. We're always learning how to pronunciate stuff. I feel like in this this show, I'm learning more linguistic things than I ever thought I would have imagined.
I've learned so much about flags.
Spokane.
Spokane.
Yeah. Spokane is one that's already spoken about. Anyways. So this kit is very creative. I love it. They went full into what we've been clamoring about. I also have the hat about this. It looks so good with that. So absolutely love this creativity. It's amazing. It's also tied to local. I couldn't figure out. Obviously, you're gonna give me some shit here, Fox.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one slight point for me that it took. I tied this to local as only a 4. Yes, it's in the crest, but
it's not in the crest. It is the crest.
I know. Okay, listen. This is my only point that's not okay. He's going to zoom in. Yeah. This is the only point that I have that's not a 5 here. I'm gonna just be transparent here. I try to find a reason to give it a 5 ties to local. I couldn't. I know. I couldn't.
Think outside the map.
No, it's not even that light. Their away kit is a tribute to the Tribune. That would get high marks.
But it's the same thing. It's just not black and white.
No.
This is hold on. Let me, because it took me a second too. It's okay. Okay. Do you see the 3 windows?
Yeah,
Yes.
I see that.
The 3 windows right there. Check this out. It's the same 3 windows.
1, 2, 3.
See, no, like I was reading on their thing online, and it just talked about all the different colors and all that stuff with, which is great. I love that.
And then
it was filmed in that building.
I know, but like on the secondary kit, it goes a stylish
I'm going to defend
and
Brett for one
homage to
part.
the iconic Tribune Tower. It didn't explicitly say it's an homage to it.
I'm going to defend Brett for one part of what you just said, Kayla. We're not judging the hype video, which I loved. We're judging just a kit, but Brett's wrong.
I mean, I'm usually wrong on this show anyways, so what's new? I'm usually pretty wrong. I don't know. I gave it a 4 anyways. Gave it a 4 for ties a local. I'm not changing it. I changed Indy because I was very wrong. This is still a 4 and it's still a high score. If I need to change it, I will do it when there's not people watching me. So the X Factor is a 5 here. I want this. I need this. I got this. So it's amazing. So I love it. It looks so good when I wear this. Honestly, it just feels so comfortable too. So it's one of my better fitting kits I've had. It feels really good, especially compared to my rants with Indy. So I'd love to see it. It's really good. I want this. As Connor Davis says.
Yes, Connor. I agree. My beloved Louisville City kit.
Yep.
It's such a boring kit this
We
year.
will get to them. I won't go super hard on them for you.
That's fine. I'll be the verbal. You can just give it the score.
Just a score. And lastly, for this kit, it's design flow. It looks sharp. It looks good. I love this. It looks so good. It's designed really well. So it's just a 5 from that point for an overall of a 4.8 because of that ties of local. I couldn't quite give it a 5. I apologize, but not sorry. So 4.8 for me.
Not sorry.
Yes.
I mean, you can see my score, so I'm not even going to go through each individual section because if I can make this perfect-er, it would possibly have a collar, but I almost don't think it needs one. Like it has the V-neck type.
Yeah.
It's not a V-neck, but you see what I'm saying. It comes to a point. But this is a perfect. This is what we've been complaining about. I feel like somebody was watching us.
Right.
Like somebody actually watches our show. And besides our friends. And they were like, yeah, you're right. We do have like the sickest badge in the USL. Yeah, you're right. We do have the sickest merch in the USL. Why are we producing a black kit and a white kit? Like you said, they were giving hints. They were giving taste of the color. See, I agree, Pumpkin. Yeah, Pumpkin said, nah, no color on this one.
And I'm a collar guy.
Yeah, I'm a color guy too. Like, I love a good polo. I love a good collar. And this one, I'm okay with it now. I'm a collar. It might be too much. I don't know. Yeah. But, like, they have the best badge. Julian, we'll dig on Louisville later. Julian says Louisville kits are usually boring. They are boring. We are a very template kit.
You know what's not boring is this amazing Oakland Roots kit.
Yeah, that's why I got a 5.
Yes.
It has the badge. It has the colors. It is what we've been begging for. I am so happy. Like, I feel like my voice was heard. And it might not have been my voice. It wasn't my voice. I'm sure they were watching or listening to their fans. I actually told Hannah, my wife, this last year. When I saw the hats that had this pattern underneath it, yeah.
I had a sneaking suspicion this year's home kit would incorporate it. And guess what? They did.
Yeah.
And I know people love that hat too. I wish Oakland needs to resell those. Those are really awesome.
Yeah. What he's talking about, it was like you probably have it near you, but it's an all black snapback. But at the bottom brim, it has the mosaic colors. It is sick.
It's so nice. It looks so good. If you see from our kits from Fitted Friday on our Twitter, I'm wearing that hat in that Twitter post.
Yeah.
As well as my post when I wore the Oakland kit. It looks so good.
So, I mean, overall, this got a 4.9, which is not our top kit of the season. This is not our top kit of the season by 0.1 points.
No.
Because apparently One Knox is better than this kit. In Brett's opinion.
I mean, yeah. My opinion.
Who's ready for fun facts?
Fun facts.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to share the picture of the Tribune, which the kit clearly is. And okay, so let me hit you with a couple of things. This is the 100-year anniversary, which is why they made it the Tribune kit. Like, this is the 100-year anniversary of the whole thing. A couple of things that you would like to know. The Tribune Tower gained massive national attention in 1923 when magician Harry Houdini demonstrated his skills by escaping from a straitjacket while dangling upside down from the 9th floor of the building. It took him only 5 seconds to escape.
I have a fun fact about Harry Houdini.
Okay.
Apparently, it's actually easier to escape this stuff upside down. I learned that from Pawn Stars.
No?
Now we know. Here's the one that I think is the most interesting. Do you see the flagpole on top of this thing? Do you see this wonderful flagpole? Okay, as people, if you're not someone who's listen, or if you're listening to this and not watching it, just follow along. There's a flagpole at the top of this, as there always is.
Dead middle.
Dead middle of it. The building was originally meant for Zeppelin landing. The airstrip was meant to be tied off to the mast of the flagpole and the drop ladder to come down onto the 20th floor walkway. The 21st and 22nd floors also contained a water tank to be reserved water for a gravity feed for a fire suppression system. This flagpole was built here to park Zeppelins.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Me. I'm with them. Why didn't we do that?
I want to see I wanted to see someone who like was like their first time flying a Zeppelin. And like, so do we just pop it? Do we just pop
I
the
think
balloon?
I think there was a famous incident where they did pop it, and it was a national tragedy. But
Yeah.
well, they didn't do it in Oakland. They were smart. They said, "We'll just tie this thing up. We don't
Yeah.
deflate it. We just let it float there like a balloon."
I'm just imagining like you've never been to Oakland, and all of a sudden you just show up there in like the 1900s, whatever it was. You just look up, you see this really tall building, and then you see an attached Zeppelin just sitting there. You're just like, what is this place?
Now, imagine if like the little detail. Let me see if I can find it on the.
Michael's
so it
right.
was this. Where is this? That's what I'm saying. So what if we did? You see how there's this little bit on on this kit, like this little design, like this little imprint.
Yeah.
What if that was the Zeppelin? That's a 5 out of 5 ties to local.
That's the county, isn't it? Or like that's I mean not the county, but like
Yeah,
the
that's the
city of
county, but
Oakland.
it's not a Zeppelin. Are you kidding me? we used to be a proper country.
We need a Zeppelin kit. All I'm getting is that we need a Zeppelin-inspired kit. That's all I'm hearing.
I'm just saying Brett gave it a 4 for ties to local, and it literally has the city on it. He's looking for it now.
He's looking. It's next to the thing that says dry fit or dry whatever.
Oh, that thing's so tiny. Oh.
Now, if it was a Zeppelin, how would you feel?
We would have to learn a lot about the history. Yeah. Not as good, honestly.
Now, if they put a Zeppelin on there and you said, "Why is there Zeppelin on here?" and you looked up
They
and
would
you
have
found out that they
images.
were tying off Zeppelins to the top of buildings,
Points.
that's points.
Yeah. They would, like that would have to be a part of the hype video.
They would have to.
Yeah.
Everybody in Oakland's like, why is there a Zeppelin tied to the top of the Tribune building?
Right?
Not again.
Again.
This was done in the 1920s.
I got a stupid question. Do they even make Zeppelins anymore? Like
Well, is that not what the blimps are? Like the Goodyear
yeah,
blimp?
blimps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could get the Goodyear blimp to part. I don't think it's technically a Zeppelin, but
Yeah.
I guess it's the is it like the predecessor, like that's or
A
ancestor?
modern version.
The new one?
yeah,
Predecessor.
predecessor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was right. Okay.
I
I
think
don't
so.
know. I just know that we need that Zeppelin kit now.
Yeah.
So someone somewhere has to make one.
Michael did say also both this and the one Knox Pinecone kit. Don't do it for me. So Michael Fox. Yeah, I called you Fox. USA. Is this a like you're just a more traditionalist?
No, he's a Lexington fan.
Well, yeah, but Oakland's
Nah, if it's not Lex, we don't want it.
it's
Lex
not
Ride.
like Hey, I get it. And also being a UK supporter as well, this is not a great day because we just got knocked out of the SEC tournament in our first game. So
I used to win it, so I'm good. So
wrong sport.
Ron Sports, rivalry. We are rivals in so many things. Sports wise. How are we friends?
Do you call Indiana a rival to Kentucky?
They won't play each other. If they play at home, the home team will win. The teams won't like. Neither administration wants to play each other because
There's definitely a lot of love. There's no love lost there.
It's like I would say like it's the state as a whole, it's like Kentucky versus Indiana as a whole state. But I mean, like you said, we don't play each other.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say that it's a rivalry between the universities.
Score predictions for your respective teams tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. For Indianapolis, I'm gonna say they'll like win 1-0. I have no no confidence in the attack.
Body scores.
So
Yeah, we're on the wrong show for that.
I know. I'm giving Indy a 1-0 win over Memphis.
See, I mean, El
I'll take
Paso
that.
hasn't been awful. That's 2-1 Louisville.
Who they playing?
El Paso.
Okay.
2-1 Louisville. I mean, it's in El Paso as well, so I feel like that we're never amazing, away. We're always decent. We're not a bad team ever, obviously. It's just we don't look right, obviously. 9 Eastern Conference Championship arrivals. Louisville hates it. Yes, we do. Connor, frick Southern Indiana. And that's so true. So if I will say that that's like me though. Like if I go somewhere, so I basically live in Wentzville. Do you know Wentzville, Missouri? Anybody? Does anybody ever heard of Wentzville, Missouri?
I didn't know that was a name.
No, I live in St. Louis. It's an hour away from St. Louis, but that's where I live. So it was like 45 minutes. It's not a far drive, but Southern Indiana is like that as well. Good old Albany. Albany says that they're from Louisville.
Wait, how did you say that?
Albany.
Not New Albany?
New Albany. It's Albany. Connor, tell me who's right.
It's like
Fox
people,
or Brett?
It's like people who pronounce New Orleans as Nolans.
Nolans.
Yeah, that's not okay. That I've never heard anyone say New Albany as Albany before.
It's
okay.
Albany. I like that. Sometimes you just got to name the nearest civilization.
I did that growing up. Yeah. I mean, my whole thing was like I claimed the town that I grew up in, but it was just the closest one to me. It was still only 15,000 people, but that was the big city. So I'd be like, "Oh, I'm from here," and they'll be like, "Where?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm actually outside of that. I'm like, it's kind of Birmingham." And they're like, "How far away was that?" And I was like, "I don't know, like an hour and a half." Basically from Birmingham.
Birmingham.
That's one time because I grew up in a small town, like 2,000 people. So I'm like, oh, I'm just a reference of 40,000 town. No one knew that town. So then I'm like, oh, I'm just from Indianapolis then. Whatever.
So when I first moved to Missouri, I was working in a small school, small town. And it just cracked me up when like one of my students, she's like, yeah, my big brother thinks he's a city boy. Like he always goes to Wentzville and hangs out with friends in Wentzville. He's such a city boy. He likes to be a city boy. I'm like, Wentzville? He's not a city boy. He's just a suburban kid.
Yeah, I'm obviously not going to dox myself on where I teach, but it's a tiny, right on the dot, 1,000 people live in that town. And so I teach there, tiny little place. And
I mean, you teach music for every grade.
I do teach music for every single grade. But they were like, yeah. And so they sat there and they're like, Mr. Hodges. They're like, we don't really know because like you're from the city and stuff. And I'm like, what makes you think that? I was like, what makes you think that? They're like, well, you live in Tuscaloosa, and now in Tuscaloosa, like decently sized. Like I get it, but
I've heard of
also
it.
like most of that is college students. But also they're like, plus you sound city, you sound real city, and I was like, first off, had to lose the accent because I was tired of being made fun of. Because believe it or not, like when the moment you leave Tiny Town, USA, the moment you start walking around talking like this, people start talking to you a little bit different, and it's awful.
It's like, it's okay, buddy.
Yeah, like I remember the first like teaching conference I ever went to, and I sounded horrid. Like the accent that I'm putting on was worse than that. Oh. It was horrid, and they were just looking at me and they were like, "Okay, well, And they were like talking to me like I'm a fifth grader, and they were like
Bless your
music.
hearts.
They're like music. It's like this, and I'm like I'm in college. I know. Leave me alone.
I will say, I think that's the nice thing about being from Louisville, Kentucky, is that I never gained a huge Kentucky accent. I will say when I go to Corbin, which claim to fame, KFC, boom,
Always.
Not
that's where it's at. But whenever I go to visit my grandma in Corbin, she has a little bit more of a Southern accent, and my wife despises me because my voice changes automatically. I can't help it. I have zero control over my voice.
That's me whenever
We'll talk
I
about
go
soon,
back.
Julian.
Yeah, that's me, Fox. Anytime I go back up to where I was born in Minnesota, I forget my northern accent.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
So one of my the best man in my wedding currently lives in Minnesota, like maybe like 10 minutes from downtown, and I'll call him, and it is. I mean, he was from Chicago. He had the Midwestern accent, and I call him, and all of the oils are really getting real strong on him, and I'm like, you're not from there. What are you doing?
I am now. Don't you know?
That's how my uncle is. He says like, "Don't you know this is how you do it?" Or like whatever. Like you just hear it, and like it just eventually I pick it up, and then I start speaking it, and Hannah, and then my wife's like, "You don't speak like this. Calm down. Slow down."
My thing is if I'm angry, my Southern accent comes out real bad. So I the other day, it was probably about 2 weeks ago, I fully lost it on one of my classes, like completely lost my mind. And one of the teachers down the hall just started making fun of me. They were like, we had no idea what you said. Like, we got no clue.
He could have been cussing. We don't know.
They
those poor first graders. What is wrong with you?
No, they were eighth graders. The first graders are fine. The first graders are fine. I lost it. I remember when I was in college, went to the University of Alabama, did marching band there, and there were, I know they're everywhere, but context, there were fire ants out there, and we had to walk through the grass, and we had to get ready to practice. And I stood in the fire ant bed, and I started I called them far ants.
Far ants.
Far ants. FARAINTS. Far ants.
It's like aunt and aunt. I say aunts, and my wife corrects me every time I say it.
Yeah, no, I sat there. I said,
like
I
fire
stepped.
far.
I said, I stepped in a. I was like, I can't even do it again. I was like, I stepped in a far ant bed, and they were like, a what? What'd you say to me?
And this is a bunch of other people who are also probably from Alabama.
Not. I'm sure you'd be surprised. Most of them are from Chicago.
Take it away.
It's weird. It's like a fourth of UA is from Chicago.
Most of EKU, Eastern Kentucky University, is all from Cincinnati.
Because EKU was cool because they had the whole, like, if you were from the Southeast, you got in-state tuition.
Yeah.
Sick.
That's a pretty wide region.
Yeah, it's like they needed some tuition. They still need tuition. It's a good school. I enjoyed EKU. Go Colonels. Go Cards. Go Colonels. COLONELS.
Honestly, I never knew how to say that word for the longest time.
Because it's spelled colonials. Colonials.
It took me so long to realize how to say that.
I can only spell it by doing cheer.
How are you supposed to say it?
Kernels, like a popcorn.
Okay. Because I thought you were saying like cardinals, and I was like, I've just pronounced it kernels. I was like,
no, it is not. It's in Lexington. It's in Richmond, Kentucky, which is, I think, 30 minutes from Lexington.
See, again, you just claim the next closest civilization.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Well, I went to EKU, but I worked for the Lexington Legends, which was a minor league team in Lexington. Like, it wasn't far away.
Right.
So, and no, they're the Legends again. Luckily, they were the
counterclocks, right?
the counterclocks. Yeah, good job knowing that,
Yeah.
because that was a crappy marketing scheme.
The what?
The counterclocks.
And it was like spelled like it was in counterclock form, how it was spelled, so it looked backwards. Because they would put it like in a C. Are you pulling it up?
Who thought this was a good idea?
Not me. Everybody just crapped on it. And this is from like fans. Everyone's just like, no. And they just rebranded back in 2013, give or take, because they got switched to Kansas City. Because they were with the Astros, and they were like this classic, like forest green and dark navy. And there it is.
So my understanding is that because horses run counterclockwise.
See, even Michael just said that.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah. I mean, Lexington has horses. Have you heard? And they run the other way. The way that you think they would run, they don't do that.
Okay.
You can tell, especially because the guy is riding on the horse backwards, hitting nothing. He's not making contact with anything.
No,
the horse is very happy about what's going on. He's holding the bat like a gun.
He's mid-swing, and it's either 9 o'clock or 12:45 because both the hands are the same.
Can I tell you something I appreciate, though? I appreciate that on the logo, both things are also wearing the C backwards. Like, they put the C on everything. I kind of appreciate it.
Yeah.
But this isn't what this is not the minor league team Fox and I had reviewed 2 weeks ago.
Which one was that?
The Dairy Dads.
The Dairy Daddies.
The Dairy Daddies, yeah, of course.
The Dairy Daddies.
From Richmond, Virginia, and I remember that was a big deal because the Ford Madison tried to get on the game, and the Dairy Daddies were like, yeah, whatever. And then like all the Richmond Kicker fans was like, this is how you repay the Henny Derby? Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Fun times.
Fun times.
I miss Kentucky.
Well,
hey, you'd be closer to me. Just saying.
I know, we'd be
more away days.
Right.
Especially for when Indy goes down to Louisville here in 3 weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
3 weeks.
I don't ever hear about that. I don't know how you didn't hear about it. Okay.
Yes,
I'm gonna be honest. I was a little bit
Y'alls.
mad. I was a little bit mad when they changed from the Freedom to the Y'alls because they didn't when they first changed from the Freedom to the Y'alls, they didn't decide to also be the quirky minor league team. They were trying the first year, they were the Y'alls and trying to be serious.
Yeah.
And that was bad.
They're
But
still
then
like professional.
yeah, and then somewhere along the way, they were like, our mascot's a water tower, and we're called the Y'alls. Maybe we should do something with that.
Dig into it.
My head, every time a baseball leaves the stadium, anytime, I always think about their advertisement of anytime a ball goes over, like a foul ball goes over, they have the same ad. If it breaks or cracks, call Jax. And it's such good marketing because every time a ball, if I go to a Bama baseball game and a ball goes over the stadium, in my head, I'm like, if it breaks or cracks, call Jax. I haven't been in 8 years. It's been 8 years.
And just stuck.
It's stuck.
Because of a foul ball like that, I almost got a concussion. It missed me by this much.
Well, if it breaks or cracks.
So I need to call Jax for
Yeah.
my concussion. Just call Jax. But they'll fix your car or glass or whatever. I'm like,
They didn't
no,
say it.
no.
They didn't say what broke or cracked.
It's broke and crack.
My goodness.
Yeah.
This
My
show
goodness.
sucks.
This is the best show. But I
love
worked.
it.
I was on the Mac Attack. That I was like, the people who come out and throw out T-shirts and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I was Funky Phil in the Mac Attack. Like we weren't a band or something called Funky Phil. Like I was Funky
Sounds
Phil,
like it should be.
and I was a part
You
of.
had a bass guitar and you'd be playing bow down bow, and then throw t-shirt.
I only wear my bass up here. I can't even see over it. Just,
You don't need to see when you have vibes.
oh, goodness. Are we doing kid show off?
Yeah.
Let's show it off.
Let's show it off.
Obviously, I would go a little bit first. Obviously, I'm wearing my Open Cup shirt for after I had worn my Indy 11 one right here. So it's kind of on the ground right now. Well, it was. So that's what I'm rocking today. Indy 11 and the Open Cup matters.
Yeah. I am rocking my Lions Bridge kit.
Interview coming out later.
Yeah, interview coming out this weekend. And this is, they're going to talk about how it's formed, how it's designed, how it's, put out there. And I just I feel like a lot more USL League 2 teams need to utilize this system.
Yep, at Asheville.
As a kit collector, it does make jerseys expensive. But this is a season ticket. Like if I go, was it Virginia?
Yep, Lions of Virginia.
Thank you. If I go to Virginia, I can go to a game. Like this is a season ticket. Or like if Kaylor's going, I can mail this to him and he can wear it and stuff like that. So because the security is just like, yep, jersey. Do you have a ticket? Jersey. Like, especially for these League 2 teams, it's a good way to, one, build your fan base, your brand, and stuff like that. And it doubles up even perfect, too, because it's the Food Lion sponsor. So doubled up that Lions right there.
They ain't lying about this one.
Aha.
I also think that whenever you look into the stands and you see a bunch of people wearing the same kit, it also makes your fans appear to be more diehard.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one of those things that it may not even be that it may just be that they wanted to buy the season tickets and that's it. But when the whole family or like a whole family has the brand new kit, it's like, oh, sick. They have a bunch of diehard fans, which by the way, if you haven't seen a Lions Bridge match on their streams, they are a blast. I remember last year they had a game delayed until like 1 a.m. and they still had 2,000 people in attendance when they won the game. It was crazy. Like they have a great fan base.
Oh yeah, like I wouldn't mind living out there just to be a part of that. They're building. They built a brand. They're building a community.
Where are they in Virginia?
Not too far from Richmond, I don't think.
Okay. Because I'm going to Baltimore, so I'm trying to see how far that is from me.
So my kit show off. Actually, first time I've done this one. The Holy City FC, the Charleston Battery, other side. They did like they do an alternate kit or alternate stuff, and Charleston's known as the Holy City, and I love it. I love this kit. It's a pink kit. I also had the black version. I bought this for like $10 because this was their old Nike, and I love this kit. It's one of my favorites. I bought both of them for like $20, and yeah, I love this one. I think they have a Holy City coming out. They usually do like one run of a Holy City every single year, and just the skyline with the bridge that goes. Because the fun fact is that the Patriots, like this, is like the stadium. The iconic bridge that's in Charleston goes straight to the stadium that where Charleston plays. So the very end of it is just their stadium at Patriots Point. I love it. I love the Holy City kit. I love the collection that they've made. Charleston kills it every time with it.
That looks so cool. Also, it's Skyline one. I'm a sucker for a Skyline. So
I do like good skylines.
That's true.
Oh, we talked about it.
We talked about it. Maybe not.
Oh, I
Connor
think we
likes
have
it.
Connor.
Connor said Louisville City has a special edition warm-up kit that's derby themed, which they do every year.
They do every
Usually
year.
they're wild. This year it's not wild. It's red and it has a collar. Looks so cool. Connor likes it. I didn't think it was hideous, but I wasn't impressed.
I
I'm
like
glad
the
it's not
collar.
an actual jersey.
Here's okay. Let me explain my beef with it, and I think the unfortunate part of it is we just got done talking about Indy 11, where we just looked at a red kit for so long that the idea of Blue City wearing red
It
is
feels
weird to me. It feels weird.
And it's the roses, though. It's the red
I
roses.
understand. I
So,
do
like,
understand that there's a reason.
there's a
It's not
logic
like
to
they
it,
just.
but I don't disagree with what you're saying. It does feel weird. It's like the University of Kentucky coming out with a red jersey. It's like the University of Louisville coming out with a blue jersey. It just feels wrong.
I mean, I guess you could say, like UL is red, obviously. So I guess if you are a Louisville, the city of Louisville person, that's fine. It's like not a big deal. But whenever I think in my head, we were just talking about Indy 11, and that made like weird wires cross that I don't think we're supposed to at all.
I mean, it would have been even better if it was like navy blue, light blue, and red.
With a giant Ford logo on it.
Ford.
I do like when they wear the different colors, though. I agree.
Especially away kits. I think home kits always be traditional. At least stick with what's on your crest and whatever you're known for. And then away kits and our ultimates, have fun. I don't care what you do with those.
It still throws me off when like Man United plays in blue. It throws me off. Like
I think those are some of Man U's best kits though. Are the non-red.
Like they look nice, but like when they keep the badge traditional, which I appreciate, but it's like a weird, bright red and yellow on a royal blue kit, and it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, they're good looking kits also, but like it just feels uncomfortable, especially as a City fan.
You're a fan of it. How are you a City fan and a Leicester fan? You got to pick one.
So
out in England.
Let's be honest. So Leicester all started off because when I first got into football and soccer, I was like, I want to find a Premier League team, but I don't want to find like whoever's just winning and stuff like that.
Right.
So then I was like, actually, it was the year after Leicester did win the whole thing, but it was such a phenomenal story. Like they shouldn't have won it. There's no reason why Leicester won the Prem.
It's okay.
But
Not the story.
But they're the Foxes. My name is Fox. Like Jamie Vardy's story. Like it was all the narratives that I fell in love with Leicester.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy's story, just everything.
All that.
In the 1,000-1. What do we think about AC Milan's? Pull it up. I saw you Googling.
Woo!
I love these. I saw these get released.
Whites are click.
I wanted the white ones so bad.
Yeah.
But they were sold out like almost immediately. These are certified bangers.
Those are sick. I'm okay with both. I think I like the whites better, but I like them both.
The whites were the first ones gone. Or the cream. I think the
Cream, yeah.
Those were the first ones that were gone. The black ones still had some size left when I had left over.
Yeah, those
Jamie
are
Vardy's such an attractive man.
Have you heard his voice?
Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud is such an attractive man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jamie Vardy still.
No, I did say Jamie Vardy, and then I was like, that's the wrong person. Yeah,
he
Olivier
has the
Giroud.
bluest eyes.
I mean, he's got that flow.
I'm just saying, like, you could put Olivier Giroud in several of the kits that we talked about tonight, and it would take like San Antonio from a 2 to like a 4.
At least
like Juan Agudelo is a pretty good looking guy, but no one's Olivier Giroud.
No.
It's not fair.
Hey, I will say some of the best looking kits internationally wise have been the French kit.
It's because Olivier Giroud's wearing it.
Saying putting these kind of two and two together, and AC Milan, he's been out there. They've kind of done some good stuff too. Coincidence?
Oh, AC Milan's kits are super nice with the pink and purple.
Oh yeah.
It's like the alt one that they just wore. I think not this last game, but the game before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely love that one. But they the Man City Dragon, the Dragon kits that came out this year, those things were gone in a millisecond. I was so mad that I didn't get that.
Surprised you didn't.
What?
I'm surprised you didn't.
Well, it was just one of those things that, I don't have the extra funds. I kind of showed it my wife and stuff. She didn't 2 days later. She goes, "Well, I mean, our anniversary is coming up." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So I pulled it up real quick and I was like, "And sold out." I'm like, "It's been 2 days."
Hey, I guarantee you, it's just like the Dortmund, I think coal mining kit that they released last year. They will resell it later. Trust me.
Birmingham needs to come out with a coal mining kit. That's such a layup.
Or Lexington. I know it's not necessarily in Lexington, but I feel like Eastern Kentucky claims Lexington. Kind of going, I guess that goes back exactly with our conversation. It's the civilization.
Yeah. It always comes down to the closest civilization.
Right.
But they do not claim Louisville. Louisville's a different state.
Well, it's like there's the state of Ohio and the state of Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not Ohio.
No.
It's just not.
With Ohio. So the snow and the rain. Sorry, Bowling for Soup.
I hate Ohio. Golly. Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati is its own place. And then you drive just barely outside of the city and you're like, oh, we're in Ohio.
There it is.
The Kentucky Castle. Listen, I didn't know that was a thing until me and my wife were driving up to see my mom in Kentucky. And we drove by and I was like, what in the world is that? I was so confused.
I vaguely remember the Kentucky Castle.
The whatchamacallit's not terribly far from Cincinnati either. The Noah's Ark.
Oh.
The art. Yeah, the creationist.
Yeah.
We're getting into a slippery slope.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
You know what's also not far from Cincinnati? Kings Island. Shout out.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I went to Kings Island for a
Kings
sixth-grade field trip. I went there for a field trip for physics.
I thought I was going to die when I rode on the Son of Beast.
Oh, it hurts. The wooden roller. It's the most painful kit. The most painful roller coaster in the world.
FC Cincinnati comes out with the Son of Beast kit, and you just immediately walk out with a neck brace.
Oh,
I would wear it. That'd be the only FC. See, that's another thing. It's hard for me to I've seen FCC stuff for sale that's a USL kit on eBay, and I'm like, I can't wear an FCC kit. I don't want to buy it. I can't spend money. I can't support.
I have so
FCC.
many. I have so many in my closet because before they made the jump, I was at FC Cincinnati's inaugural game, so there's a lot of ties there. But I always got the names put on the back of them, and I always pull them out, and I'm always like, oh, that's a name I remember. That's a name I remember. I miss these guys, and then I look back at those kits. I will say. This is fully biased. The diamond kits are some of my all-time favorite USL kits.
So good.
They were so good.
You like them more than the branded Bomb Pop?
Yeah.
I call it.
It was
It was a different color, so I call it the branded bomb pop.
yeah. The tie-dye kits, the Tide Pod kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
iPod kids. Hey,
But
FC Cincinnati was one of my first soccer games I ever went to. I saw a friendly when they played Sacramento.
I thought it would be the Palace one.
No.
Really?
No. But they were one of my favorite memories of when I went to Cincinnati and I went and watched Minnesota United play them in the Open Cup. I was one of like 3 Minnesota fans in the entire stadium. I loved it. It was so cool. I love that stadium at Nippert.
Nipper, if I will say, this is obviously a different sport, but college football, if you can get to a Nipper at night game, it is unreal.
It's amazing.
Nippert at night is just a different monster.
It's so cool that it's like in the middle of campus. I love that. Like, I need more stadiums like that do that.
I mean, I'm thinking about where I go. Like when I went to UA, I mean, Bryant-Denny is in the middle of campus, but it's not in the middle of like their, like all the athletics are spread apart. Meanwhile, you can go to the basketball court, like the soccer fields across the way, the baseball fields right there, Nippert's right there, and the School of Music is across the street. Like UC built it well. Ah, so good.
And in the middle of the day, if there's not like you can just walk around the field.
You can go in, yeah. It's not a big deal.
You just walk around it. I'm like, that's so cool.
There were people like doing like stadiums, like running up and down, and I was like, "What are you doing?" It's crazy.
Running.
I mean, the idea of doing stadiums in my college campus, like the only thing I could think about it, like at Alabama, is if I'm running up and down the steps of the library and everybody's just looking at me.
I would just, no. Mm-mm.
All right, we gotta go. This is like a 2-hour show.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever gone 2 hours, have we?
No, we haven't yet. If we go now, we won't ever.
3 minutes. What's your strongest opinion?
Hey, I was told on Friday night, my wife gave me a lesser of. She's like, do whatever. It's Friday night. I don't care. So I'm just saying, I have all night.
So Thursdays are y'all's night.
Ooh, kinda. Actually, every night, but Friday night.
Right.
So who cares? Connor, yes. Let you know if we all come down for a game. I will 100% be there for Lead Pack April 6th. I will be there. So
I probably won't, even though I want to be. It's so hard to get out of the state with twins.
I come to you. That's why I come to you. So
yeah.
True.
All right. I think that wraps up our show, right, Taylor?
That's it.
I think so. So, as always, learned a lot of history with Hodges here. We did some amazing kits. Once again, into everyone, USL, you are showing out once again. And then again to Lionsbridge, Oakland, for the merch and whatnot. So, we appreciate y'all, and we'll have even more fun stuff next week. So, that's all we got here.
We love you.
Thank you for watching another episode of the USL Show.
The USL Show is now proudly part of the Protagonist podcast family. Please go to protagonistsoccer.com to check out more work. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see everyone again next time.